Hey, what's happening, guys? Welcome back to Dark Souls. So, when we left off, I said that all we had left was Gwyn and the DLC bosses. And I was almost right, but it wasn't quite 100% correct. I completely forgot, luckily only for a short period of time, so we'll still be able to go through it, but completely forgot about the Painted World. The Painted World. How could you forget about the Painted World? Painted World's awesome. So a while ago, we went back to the Undead Asylum. We made a return trip there, and we fought the Stray Demon. And while we were there, I picked up an item called the Peculiar Doll. If you go all the way back to your cell that you started the game in, you'll pick up an item called the Peculiar Doll, and you need that item in order to examine this painting. And what happens when you examine this painting? Well, I'll let the words speak for themselves. I guess there's no dialogue on that cutscene, my bad. Thought that perhaps that would have been a thing. Anyway, we are now in the Painted World of Ariamis. Oh yeah. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a big fan of this area, but we're going to be checking it out. I'll try to pick up, again, most of the important items. It's usually what I'm trying to do as we go by area. And I'll definitely be killing the boss of this area as well, because this area does have a boss. A pretty, a unique one, I'll say that. I don't want to go so far to say it's fun or good, but it's definitely unique. Alright, so, the Painted World is definitely a pretty high-level area. The enemies in this area are pretty difficult, so I wouldn't really recommend coming here early on in the game. If you do, you're going to get your stuff messed up, is the most likely outcome of that. I think these regular hollows are giving us like 360 souls, so that just goes to show they're a lot more powerful than, like, you know, the naked hollows that you would see really early on in the game, for example, which give you like 40 souls or so. How many souls an enemy gives is a good indicator of how strong it is. I'm still one-hitting them because Crystal Magic Weapon is just really good, but it's these fools. Alright, we gotta be careful. After you kill these guys, they kind of explode in a cloud. And if you are a melee character, it's pretty difficult not to be messed up by that. But that cloud actually inflicts toxic on you, and you really don't want that. So I'm trying my best to avoid it, because toxic hurts a lot. Okay, there's some archers over there. I don't think they noticed me yet. So we are good to go into here. I know we can go grab that item. I'm not sure how that happens, though. We'll get around to it eventually. There's some scary noises coming from the basement, so... Do I want to be down here? I don't know. Got some white rats. I'm not really sure why the rats are white. This whole area, the whole Painted World, is just great. Like, the coloration of it. I don't want to say, like, it's really colorful, but it's just a very different color palette than most of the other areas in game, and it looks pretty unique. I don't think that's a makeable jump. I know you can get over there. I know there's a way to do it. I don't really remember what it is, to be honest. To be completely honestly. Let's look. Is there like a ladder up? No? Really? Do we have to jump that? Whatever. I'll give it a shot. If this jump is just way too unfeasible for us, we'll forget it, because I'm pretty sure there's an easier way to do this. I just don't remember what it is. Yeah, that jump ain't happening. That jump is not happening. Alright, we'll continue. As far as I remember, that item right there that I attempted and failed to grab isn't that important anyway, so I'm not too worried about it. So let's go deal with this archer real quick. But in this building that we're in right now, there's actually quite a few of those toxic dudes. And some hollows that try to ambush you here as well. But yeah, there's going to be a lot of these toxic dudes. Don't do it. Okay, good. He didn't do it. So I just got to remember to roll back really quickly. Oh yeah, they also spit fire at you. So it's not just getting close to them that's the danger. Actually, just fighting them in general is kind of dangerous. Alright, come out here. I think that cloud can also potentially toxic you. Oh, look at that. See, I have really good toxic resistance because we have 3 humanity and some of the best toxic resistance armor in the game. and I still, like, if I didn't roll away, I would have been toxic. So these guys are very, very dangerous. Hey, knock it off. There we go. I think there's one more. Seem to remember there being 4 of these dudes. I'm not sure where the 4th guy got himself to. Oh yeah, this is how you get this item here. You just cut it down, and then when you go visit that area on the ground, you can just pick it up. It's kind of like Dark Souls 2. There's a very similar item like that, very similar concept in Dark Souls 2 as well. And I have been bringing up Dark Souls 2 a lot lately, and yeah, I'm aware of that. I've noticed that myself, but I'm just so looking forward to playing that game again, because I've mostly been focusing on, you know, this iteration of the game to get this playthrough done. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to fight that dude. Yeah. I'm not sure how we get over there. Oh, you fell down. You came to me. Okay, thank you. Stab him. Get away. There's got to be a way to get up there. Is there a ladder or something? I'm not seeing one. Yeah, you tried. Huh. But this whole world is designed in a way where it is kind of confusing how to navigate around, and I don't necessarily see that as a bad thing. I kind of like it. Not every area has to be all straightforward and linear and boring, right? Okay. We're gonna have some of these, like, freaking raven dudes. Raven/human dudes. They're pretty terrifying. Oh, he actually died from that fall? That's awesome. Got some souls there. Good indicator that he experienced death. Oh no! I did not want that to happen. There we go. Okay. These ravens are also one of the enemy types that can jump on your face. And when they do that, when they jump on your head and like bite and claw and scratch at you, it really hurts. So I would recommend not doing that. So I'll try to, I think it was just the 2 raven dudes up on this path. There is actually an item at the top of this path. I remember it being super not worth it, but we're going to go grab it anyway. Bunch of ravens all around. Oh, there is another raven dude. Please don't notice me. Oh, it's the red sign soapstone. Okay. So it's not a bad item. You can use that to place your summon sign on the ground, except if someone summons you, instead of being a friendly phantom, you will be summoned as an invader. So that's pretty awesome. So it's basically like if you want to do PvP with people and you ran out of cracked red eye orbs, because you can only use cracked red eye orbs to a certain extent before you run out. So if you want to do PvP, that's one way to do it. One way to do unlimited PvP. There are still people that play Dark Souls, the original version, and still PvP with it. It's mostly at very low levels though. So it's quite hard to find someone to fight at this level, but at a lower level, absolutely, you can still do it. Alright, so I'm not going to do this yet, but I'll probably come back. There is actually a glitch that you can use to, well, I don't even necessarily know if it's a glitch, but there is a way to, there's basically this giant dragon on the bridge, right? And there's 2 ways to get past him. You can either get a key. So we want to go ahead and open that up. So you can either get a key, which will open up this door, or not a key, but there's a way to open up this door here to bypass the dragon, or you can fight the dragon, and he's very difficult. So those are the 2 things that you can do. I might show off a glitch here really quickly where you can bypass him. I don't know very many glitches in the game. I assume most of them have been patched out. I know when Dark Souls first came out, it was a bit of a buggy mess, especially on PC when it was first released. But yeah, a lot of stuff has been patched to this game, so it's no longer a complete mess. There's still a lot of ways to kind of, you know, break the game. I showed off, you know, how to duplicate souls, for example. That seems like it was an unintended thing. Grab this, humanity, not too bad. So these guys are kind of annoying, but one interesting thing is if you want to be all legit and stuff and you don't want to duplicate souls for some reason, killing those guys with pyromancy is actually the fastest soul farming in the game, I believe, because look how many enemies there are. There's so many of them. I want to say there's like 15 or 20. There's a lot of enemies, and they are kind of difficult to kill because you can't hit them through their shield. They won't take any damage if you hit their shield. However, you can just set a multi-target pyromancy, like, you know, Chaos Storm, or one of those pyromancies that hits a bunch of enemies all at once. Set it on the ground, kill a bunch of them. They drop like 750 souls each. It's not a bad deal, all things considered. Alright, so this dragon is awake. We did not want that. What's hitting me? I actually don't think we can get past... seriously, what is hitting me? I don't think we can get past the bridge while the dragon is awake, so I might have to show the glitch after we rest at the bonfire and put him to sleep again, because he'll just knock me off. Okay, so I'll show the legit way, I guess, of how you're supposed to get through here. And there are a few items to grab in the Painted World as well, so we, you know, probably do that. First thing you want to do is run over here and up here, and there's a couple different pathways you can get. Basically, what we want to do is want to get into the sewers. The sewers of the Painted World, and here there's a bit of an ambush, which isn't that big of a deal when you can just one-hit these hollow fools. And they really don't do that much damage either. Oh, here's another rope that we can cut, and this item, I believe, is right near the bonfire. So when we go rest at the bonfire, if we go rest it, we might not even need to, but if we decide to do that, it's very easy to go grab that item. Alright, so now this is the sewers. And the sewers are important because this is how we open up that door. The only bad thing about the sewers is, any second now, as you might not be able to guess, we are not alone in the sewers. Not by any stretch. Yep, there he is. There he is. So there's actually quite a few of these bone wheel skeletons in the sewers, and I'm going to buff up, because taking 3 hits to kill these guys, it ain't going to work if we get multiples of them. Oh, cool, I have a bone wheel skeleton inside of me. Or the bone wheel, anyway, the skeleton. Yeah, well, you can actually get the bone wheel shield as a drop. I've never had it before, so I'm assuming it's quite rare, but it is possible. There we go. 1-hit stab attack when we're buffed. That's what I'm talking about. Alright, so if I remember correctly, there are 6 bone wheel skeletons. Come on. You know you want it. If you want it, come and get it. Yeah, he noticed me. Alright. I'm just taking it right on the shield. I would really recommend not doing that if you don't have, like, the most baller shield in the world. But we have the baller shield, so it's gotta be a pretty good one. So yeah, our shield is just a complete tank, and that's the reason why I'm okay just letting the bone wheel skeletons hit the shield. But normally they eat through your stamina so quickly that that's really not a very good idea. But it's fine for us. Okay, I think there's only one left, so we can afford to not be cautious any longer. I didn't want to miss him. There we go. And of course, if these bone wheel skeletons get a good hit on you, they really hurt. Okay, this is the last one for sure. Full shizo. Stab him. There we go. Alright, so, yeah, just play it cautious with those guys. If you have the Ring of Fog makes it really easy as well. And turning this handle right here, that is going to open up the door that I showed earlier. Oh, we even get a cutscene, just in case you weren't sure. I'm not sure who that's supposed to be, but she looks at the door and it opens. There we go. You can see the fog in the distance, which means boss fight, right? It's gotta mean boss fight. And yeah, so the Painted World is a fairly short area. There's not a whole lot to do. Oh, we can go through here as well. And we'll do that. But be careful because... oh, there's another bone wheel. Yeah, and if they're still spinning at all and you try to melee attack them, they hurt. So we'll pick up the annex key, which allows you access to another area. And actually, the annex key that I just picked up, that that allows you access to one of the best items in the entire game. So we'll go check that out really quickly here, because I kind of want to show that off. Show off one of the best weapons ever. I've done a run with the weapon that we're about to find using this annex key. It's really good. Very underrated item. And the reason why I'm not saying the name of it is not because I'm trying to, like, you know, hold out on y'all or anything. I honestly can't remember the name of the sword, but we'll pick it up in a second here and I'll be able to show that. So, the key opens a door. I mean, you probably would be able to figure that out on your own, but the door that it opens is actually this one right here. The annex key. Yes. Good stuff. Alright, let's climb up to the top here, down this, up this long, meandering path. Very secretive. And there's going to be another one of these, our buddies. The torch toxic dudes, you know? We know and love these guys. There we go. I have tried, well, emphasis on tried, attempted, really, to fight these torch hollow toxic guys without having high toxic resistance gear. It sucks. It's not bueno. Alright, so the ultimate weapon that I've been talking about, harping on about, Velka's rapier. Yes. I'm actually going to check this out and see if we could even wield it. I want to say we probably wouldn't have the stats for it. We do have the stats for it. Oh, interesting. Now, the reason why this sword is so good, and I actually believe it can't be imbued. Oh, that would be bad, because my entire build is kind of based around using crystal magic weapon. I'll equip it, and I'll see if it can be... I can't see if it can be imbued or enchanted, because I don't have any casts left. But next time we rest at a bonfire, I will attempt to enchant it, see if crystal magic weapon works. And if so, we might give Velka's rapier a shot. But I have done a run with it. I did like a sorcerer. Oh, whoa there. I'll calm down here. Let's talk about this. Hello. Get stabbed. Get stabbed. One more. Yeah. These guys are tough. They got a lot of health. They also dropped 1,000 souls, which is a lot. So it's understandable that they have so much health. Back off. Back off. I almost rolled off the cliff there, which would have been a mistake, to say the least. Wow, what an idiot. Alright. So, there is an item here. I want to be cautious, because I believe when you try to grab this, yeah, that happens. Alright, run. Make a run for it. And since these guys don't have the best AI of all time, I'm kind of hoping that they'll fall off. I'm expecting to see like plus 1,000 souls any second now. Get stabbed. Alright, there is one more of them up there. But there's also one more item to grab, so let's go ahead and do that really quickly. One more important item to grab, and this took hardly any time at all, but I mean, yeah, the Painted World, there's not a whole lot to it, so I can say hopefully I'll die on the boss. In the last episode we definitely had a lot of that, so I wouldn't entirely discount the possibility. It's not exactly a very hard boss in this area, but death can happen at any moment, because that's Dark Souls. So yeah, you know, after this, yeah, all there is to do really is just the boss, and then we're pretty much done. Nope. Okay, one of the Raven Bros comes out after you finish off the enemies here. Plunging attack. That did not do as much damage as I was hoping it would. There we go. I really am trying to kill these Raven Bros as quickly as possible, because if they hit you, it hurts. They can jump on your face. They can do a lot of damage. Am I going to be attacked here? Sometimes when you pick up items, that tends to aggravate the Ravens, so... Now I think we're good. I think we are 100% set to go. I'm just going to check up here, because I feel like I'm missing something. I'm not sure what it is. I just feel like something is not right in the world. Oh, there's a pathway over here. Oh, this is what we're missing. Yes. The Mask of Velka. Alright. Very good. I need some of those nuts that say like good, very good, all that kind of stuff. Okay, the dragon is still awake, so you know what we're gonna do? We're just gonna bone back to the bonfire. And that was like the laziest homeward bone ever, because we're honestly not even that far away from the bonfire. I'll level up once, sure, why not? And I'm also going to reverse hollowing, because we have humanity at this point, and we don't really need it for the rest of the game. Because I would say most of the bosses that we have coming up in Ulasil, in the DLC, aren't so much based on, you know, like outlasting them. It's more about like learning their attacks. So once you learn the attacks of the bosses and learn how to dodge them, then you're not really using Estus. So we shouldn't need to kindle too many more bonfires. And if worse comes to worse, we can always, you know, warp back to Firelink Shrine, get some Estus that way, extra Estus that way. Okay, so this is the item. Remember, we chopped the rope and it fell down earlier. Oh, it's just a humanity. Alright. So it's not that important, but it's there. And we also opened up this door, so we can just go ahead and run through right now. We don't have to go through all the silliness of the entire area. And all these bros here are still respawned. Alright, let's go. Yeah, I think I would still want to show off what you can do to bypass the dragon if you don't want to grab the key, just because it's kind of funny. Hopefully I'll remember this, but yeah, see, the dragon is now asleep. He's no longer guarding this entrance here, but what you can do is... Oh, okay, well, that was not supposed to happen. But you can kind of tell a little bit. I'll try that again, of course. But you can almost, dude, freaking calm down. You can almost kind of tell that when I jumped off way too fast, and I should have inched off much more slowly. It's just that the dragon was waking up, so I tried to, you know, expedite the process a little bit. But you just want to inch yourself off that ledge, and there's a tiny little invisible ledge that you can stand on, and you do stand on air for a second, and it's pretty awesome. But let's give that another shot. It's just the fact that the dragon does wake up, and he does come after you pretty quickly, so that's why I was freaking out, man. There we go. See? Invisible ledge, and then you can just kind of roll, and there we go. We're on the bridge. So, yeah, that's how you get past the dragon without fighting him. And of course, I've already opened up this door, so you could alternatively just walk through the door, but if for some reason you didn't want to have the hassle of going down into the sewers and dealing with all those bone wheel skeletons, or fighting the dragon, because if you kill the dragon, you can just walk past him. But if you didn't want to do either of those two things, this is your alternative. Alright, so there are going to be some hollow dudes on this bridge. It's not just a free waltz to the boss, unfortunately, as much as I wish that it was. Alright, so the Archer Hollows are going to be a nuisance, especially because as soon as you get to about here, you want to run back, because there's an ambush. And it's 4 Hollows plus an Archer Hollow, so yeah, if you're not like on your game and paying attention, it's very possible to get like just overwhelmed by these dudes, or they can all come at you from behind, really mess up your day. Okay, do your sword swinging. Good for you. Your parents will be so proud of you. And now we can go kill that Archer Hollow. And believe you me, like coming through this area for the first time, holy crap, it's overwhelming. It really, truly is. And there's a lot. It's very easy to die multiple times coming through the Painted World on your first time, and I know I for sure died like so many times, just because of all like the toxic dudes and everything. Don't you do it. So this guy's very aggressive, but again, you know, just like when we fought this dude for the first time, which I believe was way back in Undead Parish, very long telegraphed swings, so not that hard, although this guy's definitely more aggressive than the dude in Undead Parish, who also was dressed in the same armor and holding the same shield and all. Okay, that should do it. There we go. We're doing a good amount of damage. What does he drop? Steel leggings and a large titanite shard. Alright. Not that useful at this point in the game, but there you go. Alright, time for the boss fight already. Here we go. And this is one of the few boss fights in the game where she's not aggressive. Right after you enter the area. Oh, we also got a humanity, probably off one of those hollows, which is nice. I'll take it. Alright, here's our boss. What's up, girl?
Who art thou? One of us thou art not. If thou hast misstepped into this world, plunge down from the plank and hurry home. If thou seekest I, thine desires shall be requited not.
Yeah, I follow you. Totally. No, but basically what she's saying is she's an optional boss fight. You don't have to fight her. If you want, you can just straight up do a crazy thing and jump off the edge here. I'm not going to do it. But you do have to talk to her. If you don't talk to her and you just try to straight up jump off the edge, you'll die. But if you talk to her, she'll be like, hey, you know, if you want to leave, it's cool. I'm not going to judge you. Just a little bit. But you could also alternatively fight me and also leave the world that way. So, yeah, you know, there we go. I also think it's kind of funny how they decided to animate her tail but not her lips. You know, so she just kind of stands there wagging her tail. But she's like a crossbreed. So she's, I believe, half human, half dragon. Or at least half human, half something. For sure. Alright, so what you want to do is Havel set. I'm actually not going to wear it because I feel kind of ashamed how much I've been cheesing bosses with the Havel set, but I'd really recommend to wear it for this fight. Helps out quite a bit. She does turn invisible, and the only way to make her turn visible again is actually to break her poise. And how you can tell where she is she'll have footprints. See those footprints, yo? They're coming towards us. Alright, so you just want to hit her a lot, and if you hit her like a bunch in a row, her poise will break. Which I was kind of trying to do. But if she was visible, she would be like the easiest boss of all time, because she walks so slowly, she swings so slowly. She's a, like, embarrassingly awful boss in terms of, like, combat and all. There we go. Oh, we broke her poise and killed her. Okay, but yeah, she's kind of easy. But if you don't know what's going on and she turns invisible, it can just completely freak you out because you're like, oh my gosh, I don't get it. I died my first time fighting this boss because I had just no idea where she was, and then I learned that, oh, you look in the ground, you see the footprints, you wait till the footprints are close to you, you roll, and then you hit her in the back. That's how you killed her. And she can hit you, and her scythe does a lot of damage if it does hit you, but her accuracy is so bad. Like, again, if this boss was visible, it would be one of the easiest bosses in the game. She's like a really not challenging boss, but, you know, you have the gimmick of her being invisible. So that's what adds a little bit of uniqueness to that fight. Alright, so that's the painted world. I mean, pretty quick area, but awesome. I like the art style there. And we got the Dark Ember, which is what you use to make chaos weapons. So if you wanted to do that, chaos weapons do fire damage, and they're weaker than fire weapons, but they scale with humanity. And if you have, I want to say like 7 or 8 plus humanity, then they are actually stronger than the fire enchantment on weapons. And it also varies from weapon to weapon what is better, but you can, yeah, make chaos weapons now with that Dark Ember, if you want to do that. The blacksmith is the one in the catacombs, is the guy who makes chaos weapons with. And also, one last thing that we got to do. Are you following me? Oh, they're following me. Alright, let's go. Let's hightail it. The one last thing I want to do is check out that Velka's rapier, because I remember that sword being so good. So if it can be infused with crystal magic weapon, that could be a bomb weapon. But I just don't remember personally. Alright, so rest just to make sure we don't get harassed from behind by anyone. Okay, let's try it. This is going to be the moment of truth here. I'm secretly hoping that this will work, but I have... Oh. Oh, so lame. So what this means is the Velka's Rapier is a weapon that cannot be it cannot be enchanted with Crystal Magic Weapon or any of the magic weapons, unfortunately. So essentially what that means is there's no point in using it because our Baller Sword will just be much stronger. I kind of want to switch up weapons to something else, but I don't know what. That's the thing. I don't know what would be good. A lot of people really like the S-Stock Rapier. Ricard's Rapier is another popular one. We have a lot of strength weapons, but we're not a strength build, so that would be pointless. Yeah, we got some options, but anyway. I'll probably just end up using the Baller Sword because the Baller Sword is really good. And anything else we use is probably not going to be an upgrade. It would just be different. Anyway, that's it for the Painted World. So the next 2 episodes will probably be completing the Ula Seal areas and killing those bosses, which are by far the hardest bosses in the game and quite a few steps up in terms of difficulty compared to the bosses that we're used to. So expect to see longer fights, more challenging fights, probably me dying more, and I'll try not to get too upset about it, but whatever. I'll see you guys then. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.